make a religion video about the faith that I used to belong to. And I'm too lazy to keep copying the notes. And I don't want to show my face right now, so because it's the middle of the night, and I'm really heavily medicated because I've been in a lot of pain, and psychological and physical both today. It's been really bad. So I'm just gonna make the video and shoot pictures of my desk. So ignore just this dumb video while I do this, alright? And since I'm not gonna edit, I'll just pause every time I hit an moment. Alright. Love y'all. I'll see you in a moment. And please donate to my Venmo or whatever link below in the description, because I really need help, because my narcissistic family that is rich as fuck could help me, and they don't, because they're cruel. So I'm going to talk about this religious group. I'm not going to name it, but it's a religion. It's not Christianity. It's international, and it's from another major faith. And I quit the religion. I actually destroyed my object of devotion, which is a thing that we pray to twice a day at least, in the morning and the evening. And I've destroyed mine twice, so I will probably never get one again, even if I go back to the group and start conforming to their requirements, which I refuse to do because I'm not a conformist. And this is why I think every major organized religion is a cult. And hopefully I can make the case for this thesis in this video. Okay, so first of all, you're not supposed to slander in this faith. Slander is supposed to be anything that puts down another person, right? But if you dig deep into how people actually behave here, it's like, if you are putting people down and it's acceptable to the faith, then it's not considered slander. So the standard of being slander or putting people down depends on whether it's acceptable slander or not. Because the founder of this faith was a Japanese monk, and he actually did a lot of slandering. And he should have done a lot of slandering because a lot of the people and the government institutions around him in Japan in the 1200s were very corrupt, and so he should have been slandering them. So now the organization has this double standard where you're never ever supposed to slander people. So let's move on to the next point. And again, sorry about my voice. I'm very, very heavily self-medicated because I'm in a lot of pain and I'm barely holding it together right now. One of the things they do in this form of Buddhism is they tell you to be a bodhisattva of the earth. Okay, the reason they tell you to be a bodhisattva of the earth and not just a bodhisattva is somebody who selflessly gives to others. The reason they tell you to be a bodhisattva of the earth is because, well, first of all, the earth is very environmentally destroyed and needs a lot of help. And then second of all, because if you're actually a bodhisattva for people, you can get in a lot of trouble. Like, because of this organization, I was giving a lot of help to a friend of mine, a black girl, who was really, pretty decent and intelligent in a lot of ways. Didn't know her super well, but I helped her out, and because she was a drug addict, she totally used me. So they don't tell you to be a bodhisattva because they know that if you're actually like a bodhisattva for a person, you may get fucked up because you'll put yourself out 150% for some person, and then they'll betray it and use you, and then you'll get fucked. And and then if you complain about it in the organization, they'll just tell you, oh, that's your karma because of something you did in a past life. Like, yeah, fuck you, whatever. One of the things that people in this organization like to do too is they like to not call it a religion. They like to say that, let me see if I can find that spot in my notes. Yep, there it is. Okay. They like to call it a philosophy and not a religion. But to me, if something is based on a system of belief that is not science, that is just something that is adapted, no matter how wise it is, that is a religion. Okay. One of the things that people fail to consider about religions is that if you are ganging up on people, that is like harassment. And a lot of these fucking churches do that. They encourage you to gang up on people. So just keep that in mind the next time you exclude somebody in a group from your group. That is gang stalking. That's harassment. That's intimidation. But churches do that a lot. All churches. And if your church doesn't call itself a church but says like, oh, we're a community center. Well, how many community events do you have in your church? You know, how open are you really to the wider community? How much do you help? Do you house the homeless? If somebody needs a place to sleep for the night, is there a priest there that's going to fucking unlock the door and let you sleep on a bench somewhere? Or is it a cold building where nobody has any comfort? One thing, too, I've noticed about all these religious groups and churches is that the people who are promoted into leadership are the people who get others into their houses for meetings and who are good looking and can grab a lot of people in to go to your meetings. But, because I don't do things the right way, I've never been able to do that. Whereas a bunch of people I know who are not very nice people, but they claim to be, or whom are of just questionable quality, they'll get a crap load of people in their house. And so they get promoted to leadership. One of the things, too, about any religious organization is that ostracism is like the hell of the organization. So if you're ostracized, you're ejected from the group, you're in hell, and that makes it a limiting belief. That's like a threat, right? So, yeah. So I know a lot of phony people. I've been abused by several leaders in this organization. They wouldn't consider it abuse. They would consider it just consensual adult stuff, but no, I don't think so. I don't look at it that way. I'm on the spectrum, whatever spectrum that is, and I don't find such things to be easy. So, like, if you go to a meeting, you're going to get, like, this amazing food that people will make or get. But if you don't go to the meeting, you don't get the food. So there's the punishment and the reward right there in real time. One of the other funny things, too, about this organization is that they tell you that you're not supposed to really participate too much or learn too much about other people's faiths. Now, I know that's something they've been kind of changing, but it still seems to have something of a hold on people's beliefs within the organization. So, the founder of this form of Buddhism himself was constantly referring to scriptures other than the Lotus Sutra. So, to me, that's bullshit. You should be able to study any religion. I've learned an awful lot when I take the stuff I've learned from Buddhism and combine it with like Christianity and Satanism and the Islamic faiths and the Jewish faiths and Zoroastrianism and atheism and, philosophy and science. I learn more when I combine all of those things. So telling you to ignore every other thing than them is just a control issue. Let's move on to the next point. Hold on while I edit again. Here's the other thing, okay? The form of prayer that we do, it's a loud chant. It's very, very loud sometimes. Well, okay, that's great when you feel like you need to do it. But actually, science shows you that sublingual, like semi-silent to completely silent prayer under your breath, it's actually more effective in helping to regulate your emotions. And I found that to be true. So maybe loud prayer, chanting, whatever you call it. Chanting is prayer, prayer is chanting, okay? Meditation is prayer, prayer is meditation. So, don't equivocate here with terminology, okay? If you're meditating, you're actually doing a prayer. If you're praying, you're actually doing a meditation. Just get this straight. Just stop lying to yourself. Sometimes the only reason to pray or chant loudly is because you're advertising your faith, right? Be honest with yourself. You're advertising. Here's another thing that makes this and all other organized faiths cults is the fact that when you're trying to bring somebody else into your faith or teach them about it, what's your reaction when that person doesn't go by the rules of your faith? Do you get mad at them? Well, then you're expecting them to just automatically conform to your beliefs. How is that egalitarian and humanistic? That's something I constantly encounter, is that when people are trying to bring their friends into these faiths and the friend doesn't conform to what that friend believes, to what you believe, then you're getting mad. That makes you wrong, actually. I have to say, too, that I did a lot of stuff where, people in this organization where I, helped people a lot. Okay, here's this one dude. I would fucking swim out through a storm in high chop waves to help his boat get bailed out so it wouldn't sink and take on more water, okay? And yet, when I needed the slightest bit of help, like hauling a couple bags of trash to the dump or going to the store to buy some, juice and some bread, they couldn't be bothered, okay? So beware of those faiths where people encourage you to give, because usually as the poorer person who can't give money, you're expected to give effort while other people collect, fun and humanity while you suffer at home because you won't be able to get help after you do that for these ungrateful assholes. Okay, so I'm not finding the rest of my notes at the moment, so I'll end the video here, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be less medicated and less in pain, so I'll be more coherent and I can continue on. All right, but basically my conclusion is I think people should study and practice faiths of various kinds, but joining an organization, like a broader overarching organization, that might be heading into cult territory. Aloha, I love you all.